Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Magical Memories with Maddie, the podcast. We're having some coffee today. This is a brown sugar cinnamon shaken espresso. I added vanilla syrup. I'm sorry. But I used actual brown sugar and actual cinnamon, and so it wasn't hitting the same as the flavored syrup that they have at my local coffee shop. Anyway, for today's video, I'm going to be talking about the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. Now, the Wizarding World of Harry Potter is located over at Universal Orlando Resort, and the Wizarding World of Harry Potter Hogsmeade is located over at Universal Studios Hollywood. Now, I'm mainly going to delve into the Wizarding World of Harry Potter at Universal Orlando, both Hogsmeade and Diagon Alley sections. So, just to let you guys know, I'll try to note the things that are also in Hollywood, but we're primarily talking about the Wizarding World in Orlando, Florida. So when people go to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, I think a lot of them kind of are either surprised or they don't really know where to begin. So I thought I would give you guys a fun talk through where we talk about everything that there is in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. First thing you need to know is there are two separate lands of this in Orlando, and they are connected via the Hogwarts Express. So over in Islands of Adventure Park, they have the Hogsmeade section, and in Universal Studios Florida Park, they have the Diagon Alley section, and these are connected via the Hogwarts Express train. You literally can ride this train. The only thing is you need a park to park ticket in order to ride this train. It's a very important thing. You can, if you guys watch the video form, you might get some fun clips over here. You can actually see a fun train video going from Hogsmeade to Diagon Alley to King's Cross Station, from King's Cross to Hogsmeade Station. And then you can also, of course, walk the platform 9 3/4 if you go from King's Cross, which is the Diagon Alley side. And I think that's really cool. They also do sell some snacks here. I've never purchased any. I've also heard you could literally buy beer to drink on the Hogwarts Express, which I think is actually crazy because I don't believe it, because I've seen people stop guests that have beer in their hand in the park. So I don't think that that's true, but you can bring your butterbeer, whatever, any Harry Potter drink that you have. If you're like park hopping over, you can take your drinks on the train. You just can't take alcohol, as far as I know. So just to let you guys know about the Hogwarts Express. But there are more rides than just the Hogwarts Express over in the Wizarding World, so let's get on to the rides. On the Hogsmeade side, they have more rides than they do on the Diagon Alley side, especially in Orlando, because they have the Hogwarts Express, which I've already talked about. They also have Hagrid's. The Hagrid's is the only ride that's in Hogsmeade that's not also in Hollywood. This is kind of a newer ride. So when the Wizarding World of Harry Potter opened way back in 2010, they actually just took over 2 of the existing rides in the park and made them Harry Potter themed. They had this dueling dragon ride. They had whatever the Flight of the Hippogriff ride was before, some little kiddie coaster. And they just rethemed those to be Harry Potter. Flight of the Hippogriff is still there, but the Dueling Dragons they got rid of and replaced it with this new Hagrid's Motorbike Adventure. And Hagrid's is probably the most popular ride at all of Universal Orlando. So Hagrid's is a super fun, fast-paced, thrilled coaster ride that goes backwards, and it has like a drop. I literally don't know how to describe that drop in any way, shape, or form. Also, if you guys hear something in the background, I don't know what my dad's doing outside, but it's really freaking loud. But yeah, so it has like a drop, and I mean, if you're watching, you literally watch me do like with my hand, like you literally go from one track up here to one down here. Like I don't know how it works, but somehow it drops, and it's probably the coolest thing I've ever experienced in my life. This is definitely a popular ride for a reason, and you will wait a really long time regardless of time of day. Even if you get in for early park admission, whatever, you will wait for this ride. But to be fair, with early park admission, it is only one of like 4 rides that are open. So that's completely understandable. But for the rest of the day, I don't know why everybody's in line for Hagrid's all day. I guess because they really want to ride it. Anyway, I mean, I really want to ride it too, but I actually like it better at nighttime, if you can swing it. So other rides in Hogsmeade are both at Universal Studios Hollywood Park in Hogsmeade section as well. They have the Flight of the Hippogriff, and they have the Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey. Now, Flight of the Hippogriff was a lot easier to do in Orlando because it was already there. They just rethemed the coaster vehicle, I think. But in Hollywood, they had to build all of the Wizarding World of Harry Potter from scratch. So I think that's why those two are the only rides that are there, because they would have had to completely add another ride, and they probably didn't have the space for it because Universal Hollywood is a lot smaller than Universal Orlando. The Harry Potter section is like very minimal. The other rides are Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey and Flight of the Hippogriff. Now, Flight of the Hippogriff is kind of like a kid-like coaster. It's very small, very kiddie, very much perfect for the little younglings who maybe aren't tall enough for Hagrid's. It literally, it goes up and it rides around. When you go up, you do get great views of Hogwarts Castle, but other than that, I see absolutely no reason to ride this ride, in my personal opinion, for like older adults, and unless you have like a little kid who's gonna enjoy it, I don't see the fun in it. It usually has a low wait too, for the most part, because it's very unpopular, and I really kind of hope that maybe they do something different with that ride as well, because they did with the Dueling Dragons, and I was mad when they changed the Dueling Dragons. Like when they went from the Dragon Challenge when it was Harry Potter, sorry. The original name was Dueling Dragons. When they went from Dragon Challenge and they were closing that, I was so upset because this was literally like a dueling coaster situation kind of ride. Like they had like two coasters. If you've ever seen Bring It On In It to Win It, like it's the coasters in that movie that they inspire their like flip out off of. But like literally they like intertwined with each other. They'd corkscrew around each other. It was so cool. But the Hagrid's ended up being awesome, so I'm not as mad anymore. But I was really mad when I first found out. I was like, they better be doing something cool there. Because that was a great ride. And when we rode it the first time, they literally had like no wait whatsoever. I don't know if it's because it was so early in the day, but it had like literally 5-minute wait. We walked on both and it was so cool. To be fair, this was in 2014 before Universal really like peaked. So it's definitely gotten more popular in later years, and Hagrid's definitely helped with that. Anyway, Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey is the other attraction located in Hogsmeade. This one is in Universal Studios Hollywood, and the best part of this ride isn't actually the ride, it's the line. When you're waiting in line for this ride, you're gonna see all kinds of cool Harry Potter themed things. Like you can see the house points. They have a big thing that holds like all the different colored beads for each house. You can see that Gryffindor is winning or whatever for the day. I might have a picture if you're watching the video form. You can see like Dumbledore's office, the Fat Lady portrait, the Sorting Hat, the Defense Against the Dark Arts classroom, which you might see Harry, Ron, and Hermione peek out from underneath their invisibility cloak in there. All kinds of fun stuff. And then when you get on the ride, it's like you're flying. Like they make it feel like you're flying because you're supposed to join Harry and Ron around Hogwarts, and then you end up in kind of dark situations with Dementors and spiders and all kinds of fun things, and Harry has to help come save you. And it's really cool. It's a really fun ride. I like the line better than I like the ride, but this ride can give you extreme motion sickness. So if you are really prone to motion sickness, I'm warning you now, if you're listening to this before you go, to maybe not ride it. You can like walk through the queue and not ride it. Like tell them at the front, like if you have your stuff still and they're like, go put your stuff in the locker, they're like, just say, I'm just gonna walk through the queue, I'm not gonna ride the ride. And then when you get to the front, let them know that you wanted to just leave and they'll tell you where to go. So you do not have to ride this ride, and you can still walk through the queue. It is worth it for the queue. But if you are riding the ride, you can still take your phone, just put it in your pocket when you ride. So anyway, that's all the rides for Hogsmeade. Over in Diagon Alley, they have like one ride besides the Hogwarts Express, and that is Harry Potter and the Escape from Gringotts. So I like to call it Gringotts for short because it's so much easier. So Gringotts is like in the bank Gringotts in Diagon Alley. And it's basically like the plot of Deathly Hallows at the part where they're literally escaping from the bank, but includes other characters. Like you'll get visits from like Voldemort and Bellatrix, and Bill Weasley's also there. Which I actually kind of like that they added Bill Weasley to this attraction because he's really fun and he did get enough screen time, so it's really cool that they like were like, hey, here you go. You can be in this since you weren't really in the movie. But yeah, it's really fun, and I like think the actor who plays him is a great actor as well. He's played Hux in Star Wars, if you've seen it. It's really fun. But anyway, this ride, so basically you are in the Bank of Gringotts and you're going to get your own vault, or your own bank. You're starting up a bank account with Gringotts, and you get on the ride to go to your vault, and what do you know it, you get caught by Bellatrix, and somebody broke into her bank and she's looking for the imposters who broke into her bank because they've been disguised as someone else. And so, you end up on this wild chase ride around Gringotts trying to get away from Voldemort and Bellatrix. And Bill Weasley's there to help. Harry, Ron, and Hermione sometimes are there to help. It's really fun. And it is a 3D ride, so it's a 4D, so you have to wear the glasses during this ride. So it, you can see the screens because they made them 3D, but it's on a track too. It's not just motion simulator. It's the same with Forbidden Journey. It's not just motion. You do move around on a track. You kind of move around a bit on Gringotts, and it's like the movie, in the movie, how they have that narrow. It's just like that. It's really cool. And you can fit 4 people in a row, and the same for Forbidden Journey, but they have a couple rows for Gringotts. All right, well, let's move on from the rides. One of the most popular things you can do in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter is actually the wands. So, when you go to the Wizarding World, you can actually buy your own wand. They have a couple of unique ones, and then they have character wands like Harry Potter, Luna Lovegood, Draco Malfoy, whatever character you can think of, Fred Weasley, George Weasley, all of them. You can buy their wand, and it has this little thing at the tip. It's an interactive little piece, and it allows you, when you're going around the Wizarding World, to cast spells. Now, they have a few in Hogsmeade, and they have a decent amount in Diagon Alley, but if you actually take your map when you buy your wand to Diagon Alley, to the Blacklight in Nocturne Alley, you can see some secret spell areas, and so you get even more fun spells. I have yet to do this because I keep literally forgetting about it, and the last few times I've gone, I've brought my wand instead of buying one during the day, because I think even the time that I last went, I did buy the wand. I bought the wand the night before, not that day, so I didn't have the map with me, so I wasn't capable of doing it. So I need to really remember to bring that map. But yeah, you get the whole map, and it's really fun, and it's really cool, and it's definitely an experience you don't want to miss out on if you're a really big Harry Potter fan. The kids are going to want to experience it, but these wands can get quite pricey. Now, where to buy the wands? You can buy the wands at Ollivander's, which you can find in Ollivander's in both Hogsmeade and Diagon Alley, which I think is an injustice to the truth of the Wizarding World, but whatever. And you can also find wands by Gregorovitch in Diagon Alley, and there's a wand stand outside of Dervish and Bangs or something in Hogsmeade that's near the stage shows. Speaking of stage shows, that's what we're going to talk about next. If you choose to buy your wand from Ollivander's, you might end up catching the show that they have at Ollivander's. The show is basically inspired just by the scene where Harry gets his wand for the first time in the movie. He tries a couple wands, it doesn't work, and then you get the right one and the light shines bright, and it's fun. You literally get to be a participant in the show at this now in the Wizarding World, where they bring a bunch of people in and they call out one person, usually a kid, and the kid gets to experience it. And you can buy that wand if you are chosen. It's really cool. And so it's a really fun show. It's one of the few shows they have at the Wizarding World, and this one is indoors, but you will be waiting outdoors in order to get in. So unless you get lucky and you can join in at the last minute, you're gonna be waiting in line. I have not done this show since 2014 because I just can't fathom waiting in that line. And when I think we went in 21, I think they were bringing it back to the full scale, because during COVID they did do it to where you signed up for your own show and you got to be the one chosen every time. So I don't know. I have yet to do the show again, and I probably won't. But I've watched the other shows, so let's talk about those. So over in Hogsmeade, they have the Triwizard Spirit Rally and the Frog Choir. The Triwizard Spirit Rally is kind of like a celebratory, like ramping up the other schools for the Triwizard Tournament. It's the Beauxbatons and the Durmstrang guys, and the Beauxbatons do like their fun little dances. The Durmstrang guys do their like acrobats and fun stuff. It's really cute. It's probably the more popular show, but it is really fun. The Frog Choir is basically like a choir with some puppeteer frogs singing bass. At Christmas time, though, they do sing Christmas songs, so that's fun to know. And finally, in Hogwarts, in Hogsmeade, they have the Castle projection show. Now, currently, they're only doing the Magic of Hogwarts Castle, like, holiday show at the holiday time, and they're not doing one all year round. But if they ever bring the other one back, the all year round one back, I'll try to let you guys know somewhere. Now, if we go on over to Diagon Alley, they have Celestina Warbeck and the Tales of Beetle the Bard. Celestina Warbeck is just a singer. She has her banshees as background, and she sings all kinds of fun songs. At Christmas time, she also sings Christmas exclusive songs, and it will snow. And as she sings toward the end of the performance, which is really cute. The Tales of Beetle the Bard is my favorite show of all of these shows because it's just so fun. It's a dramatic arts group who are putting on a performance of The Tale of the Three Brothers. And it includes like puppeteers and masks and all kinds of props. And it tells you about the tale of the Three Brothers, which if you know Harry Potter at all, it's the Deathly Hallows. How the Deathly Hallows came to be. And how the three brothers are involved with that, essentially. It's the story that Hermione reads in Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, part 2, I think. Now, once you get done riding rides or shopping or doing wand spells, you might get hungry at some point in the day. You might get thirsty. You might want a fun drink. There are places all around the Wizarding World to get food. I'm not going to go into detail of my personal interest in this because I think I can do a full video on that, a full episode on that. So we will do a full episode on that, but I will tell you where you can get stuff. So the primary places to eat are the Three Broomsticks in Hogsmeade and Leaky Cauldron in Diagon Alley. At the Three Broomsticks, you can get more American-esque food where they have like rotisserie chicken, ribs, etc. And they have more British type food over at the Leaky Cauldron. But these two restaurants do serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And at breakfast, you get a small beverage included with your meal. Whereas at the other two, lunch and dinner, you have to pay for your drink. That is a fun thing to know. The other thing I would definitely let you guys know just off the bat is the Three Broomsticks is always going to be more crowded because everybody is usually in that side of the park because they're riding Hagrid's or whatever. So you're probably going to end up waiting for a table. And that's just a fact. But you should know going into it that that's probably going to happen. I'm sorry if my voice sounds weird, by the way. I feel like it does. Yeah. And then also they have, in Hogsmeade, they have the Hog's Head, which is right at the exit of the Three Broomsticks. It's a whole bar. Now, the last time I went, they had like a really long line, but the time I went before, I didn't see anybody having any issues getting to the Hog's Head and getting a drink or anything. I rarely saw a line. Now, I was there mainly in the morning, but still, I never saw a line. And this is a place where you can get all of the butterbeer and all of that, because if you try to get butterbeer from the carts, you can't get the warm butterbeer from the cart. You can only get cold or frozen. So, if you want hot butterbeer, you're either going to have to go to the Three Broomsticks or the Hog's Head, and you can end up waiting in quite a hefty line for the Hog's Head. So, just to be warned, there might be a line. There also are a few carts around that have like fruit cups and of course the butterbeer carts, and then they have, I think, ice cream, like the butterbeer ice cream, and strawberry peanut butter, I think, is the other one that they have. They might have it, I don't know, don't quote me on that. The carts, and it's like hard packed in a little cup that you can buy. You can also buy these at Honeydukes, so you don't have to wait in line for a cart. And Honeydukes also sells a whole case full of sweets over in Hogsmeade. Now, in Diagon Alley, they actually have a lot of fun options for other things to do besides just eating at the Leaky Cauldron. I have the Hopping Pot, which is where you can get a variety of Wizarding World of Harry Potter drinks. This place has like all the drinks. They have the classic butterbeer everybody knows, pumpkin juice, tongue-tied lemon squash, fishy green ale, Otter's fizzy orange juice, and peach tree fizzing tea. You can get all of those here. You can also get these Gilly Water and potion duos. The potions are just like little water flavor thingies. On the Gilly Water, it's just a water bottle Gilly Water. Because they currently aren't opening the Arts and Nails Elixir of Refreshment stand, but that's typically where you could get those. And then they also have the Fountain of Fair Fortune, another place to get some drinks. This has all the butterbeer, like all forms, pumpkin juice, and the fishy green ale. This one might have less of a line, but that's because it only has like those few drinks, and it is a little harder to find in the Wizarding World. Like literally when I was looking for it, I was like, where is this place? And I walked right in and got my pumpkin juice and my pumpkin juice sipper immediately, and I didn't have to wait. I did check another time to see if they had a drink that I wanted to try, so I didn't have to like eat food yet because I wasn't hungry. I didn't have to go to Leaky Cauldron, and they didn't have it, but they did have a good bit of people in the line, so I guess it depends on the time of day. But they do have all the forms of butterbeer here, and they might have less of a line. So, and then finally in Diagon Alley they have the Florian Fortescue's Ice Cream Parlor, which is where you can get all kinds of fun ice cream flavors like sticky toffee pudding, strawberries and peanut butter, which is Harry Potter's favorite, by the way. Butterbeer soft serve, all kinds of fun flavors. They have fun, unique flavors. They have traditional flavors, vanilla, chocolate, you name it. It's really fun. Okay, so what else is there? Shopping. Now, when you go to the Wizarding World, of course, you're going to want a souvenir. So what kind of souvenirs can we buy besides just wands? You could buy all kinds of fun things. If you're watching the video, I'm actually wearing a sweatshirt that I got. It says Ravenclaw all down the sleeve because I'm a Ravenclaw. They have this in all 4 houses. They have most of the merchandise in all 4 houses. If it's not, it's because it's not a Hogwarts house-themed merchandise item. But they have a huge variety of things. They have an entire store dedicated to the plushies. It's called the Magical Menagerie. They have the robe store where you can get all the house robes. You can also get Hermione's like Yule Ball dress and stuff. That's really fun. They have like a store dedicated, it's called Scribulous, to like the school supplies, like stuff like quills and little parchment paper and stuff. They have just other fun wizarding equipment. They have Weasley's Wizard Wheezes in Diagon Alley, and they sell, like, it's like the joke shop. They sell a lot of the stuff. They have like the extendable ears, decoy detonators, they have the pygmy puffs, they have love potion, they have the Weasley's like snack things that can make you like puke or whatever, like the skiving snack box, that's what it is. And they have sugar plums in Diagon Alley as well. It's the sweet shop over there. It's a little smaller. They have a Quidditch store for Quidditch supplies. That's all the stuff in Diagon Alley. And then in Hogsmeade they have like the traditional merchandise you can get. You can pretty much get the same merchandise in every store over there, with the exception of Ollivanders. They have like Dervish and Bangs. They just have like fun things like banners and shirts and all kinds of fun things to represent your house. It's really fun. I like the names of the stores. They're really cool. Like they have Scribulous and Filch's and Emporium of Confiscated Goods, which if you go to that store, you want to ask the workers why they're in detention, because they are. They're Hogwarts students in detention. And they might have a fun answer for you. I have yet to do this. I keep forgetting to do stuff like this because I never see one. But yeah. Fun little shops that you can explore when you're on your next trip. Now, I have, other than the rides, I don't think I mentioned anything that's also in Universal Hollywood, so just a quick recap. They have everything they have in Hogsmeade section in Orlando, except for Hagrid's and the train. Now they have like the locker station is like by the fake train that you could take a photo with, but they also have in do they have that in Hollywood? The train? Yeah, they have the fake train. That is a gift shop in Hollywood, whereas it's the locker station for Hagrid's here, because they have this big, huge, pretty door in Hollywood. I wish I had a picture of it, but I have pictures all around Hogsmeade in Universal Hollywood because they had nobody in Hogsmeade, and I was like, pictures! That is the best. If you're watching the video form, there's pictures over here. That is the best place to go to take pictures. the only reason I would tell you to go to Universal Hollywood is either if you're closer or you want pictures, because a lot of the places that tell you to probably take pictures in Orlando, it's going to be full of people. Like the alleyway behind Dervish and Bangs, there's no one there usually. But now because of Hagrid's, constant people because they're walking off the ride from it. So it's wishy-washy. It's really hard to get good photos in Orlando. Whereas Hollywood, if you go first thing in the morning when the park opens, everywhere. You can go wherever you want. In fact, you could walk right up to a butterbeer cart and get a butterbeer, which I did. It was great. So yeah, I think that is all that I have to say about the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. I hope you guys enjoyed listening to this episode. I hope it helps you plan for your next trip. If you haven't booked that trip or you've booked it recently, you can contact me about it and we can get it switched over to me if you've booked it. If you haven't booked it, we can get your trip booked to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. They actually have an entire Wizarding World of Harry Potter vacation package. And I would love to help you guys book your trip. So you can head over to @MaddieWorld@your-feet and I can help you book your Universal dream trip. And I hope you guys do that, because I would really love to help you and give you even more tips and advice. This was just kind of a general basis of like what is in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter video. This does not even cover like half of the knowledge that I have about little tips and tricks, because I want to save those for booking trips with people. I want to give out my tips to people who are going to Universal, who book their trip. So let's book those trips. So I'll see you guys in the next podcast, and I hope you all have a beautiful, wonderful day and create some magical memories.